What's going on, everyone? My name's Lencorp, and welcome to the IM Cup Grand Final. Just before we start, I do want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, because after all, we would not be here with this Grand Final without them. So a big shout out to Team Immunity, and in particular System, who has done a lot of work for this, High Res Studios, and of course Intel. So now that we've got that out of the way, I would like to introduce our co-casters before we do kick off. They are, as usual, Yarrick from EL and Sky Marshal Hef. How are you both doing?
Good, good, good. Pretty pumped for the most anticipated game in Oceanic Tribes history.
And this week I actually decided to have something to eat before the game, so I don't have my normal excuse of I'm hungry, let's get this over with, so I'm pretty excited too.
Excellent, excellent. So we are doing a little bit of a pre-show at the moment. So we have organised for the team leaders for both Muff and noGG to come on and do a little bit of an interview with Yarrick. So we'll kick off with that now. So Yarrick, if you want to bring our lucky guests in and kick it off.
Yep, we got Hurls ready to go, if you can just drop them in for me.
You there, Hurls?
Hello, Hurls.
Yo,
How you going? I just thought we'd
good
have a
mate.
quick little chat to you before the game. Don't want to take up too much of your time, because I know you're going to be preparing and getting all your guys in order. Just to begin with, what are your thoughts before coming into this match?
We're feeling pretty good. We're feeling pretty confident after our win against Whitewell. We've practiced a little bit as well and tried to come up with some new things. When we're in a tight spot, hopefully we'll be able to break out some new secret strats, yo.
Well, we were all shocked and horrified that you had a practice last time, so two pracs in 2 weeks. It could potentially be devastating.
Yep, two practice in 2 weeks. Not doing too bad for a lazy captain.
Is there anything in particular we should watch out for without giving away any secrets?
Uh, my team's requested that I don't say too much. So,
Without giving away any
without
secrets.
giving it away. So, we'll probably make some changes on offense, maybe. And a couple
Okay.
of changes on D, so speaking generally.
Sure. So, I'm going to ask both teams the same questions. Who on your offense should we be keeping a keen eye on? Who do you think's the key man on your offense?
Um, it'll more than likely be either KraKen or Custom. So, they'll probably be working together, KraKen in particular, to organise the rest of the guys. So, he should be leading things from an offensive standpoint, because he can see what's going on. I can't tell them what to do from the back of our base. So he should be coordinating our guys, and he'll probably be a good one to watch out for, and a lot of the killing should come from him and Custom in the heavy classes.
My other question obviously was going to be who's the person to watch on D, but I'm not even going to let you answer that, because I think you proved that last week. On the Muff perspective, on their offense, who's the guy you need to target? Who you got to shut down to put things into your favour?
I'd probably say ZOOEY.
Yep, those
Um,
mortars.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just that. He's also got a habit of just hiding, like being crafty and cheeky. You always
Staying alive
think
too
that,
long.
yeah, on a map like Arcs or Crossfire, he will hide somewhere in the middle of the ship and just pop out at the right time when you thought that you would have killed him. Or, I mean, I know I've sniped him a couple of times, got him down to 100 HP, and then it just assumed that someone on my team has finished him, but he's actually been hiding and regenning, and then he comes
Yeah,
out.
he's definitely cunning like that. And yeah, on their D, I mean, the general consensus is you need to shut down a powerful sniper. Are you guys going to be? Oh, I guess again you don't want to give away too much, but do you feel like Tazzie is the number one target?
Probably be ambient.
Yep.
I think the Oceania scene in general gives a lot of respect to ambient and his ability to play both off and on the stand. So you can kill him when he comes out to you, and then you can eat a nitron from him anyway in the time it's taking him to respawn and jet back to the stand as Parthy.
Yeah, it's not just killing him; it's killing him in the
Yep.
right time. Hey.
Exactly, and sometimes he's just quite good with the timing, or we're unlucky with the timing, and I mean, Tazzie hit some good shots, but I think we've thought of a way, hopefully, to control their snipers. So I think it'll just be a group effort from the guys on O.
All right, we'll let you get back. Any last thoughts, any shout-outs before you jump back into your channel?
Shout out to Whitewell for teaching us how to play tribes.
All right, thanks for your time, Hurls. We'll have a chat to you after the match.
Thanks, guys.
Now we've got ISCARIOT waiting in the cone of silence. Lincorp, if you can just pull him in for me, thank you, and unmute him. ISCARIOT, ISCARIOT.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
You know, limbered up, lubed up and ready.
Now, I've just asked a few questions to Hurls. He's keeping his cards close to his chest, and we're happy to assume you're going to do the same. What are your thoughts coming to this match?
I don't know, like we haven't really talked about it too much. It's another game for us. We've played noGG a fair bit. They've gotten heaps better in the last few games and given us a bit of trouble. I think that's probably them adapting to what we do, which doesn't necessarily change too much. I mean, our offense is pretty flexible, but our core framework's pretty much the same, strategy-wise. So, yeah, we might need to do something different to get up over them. I think it's going to be a bit closer than the last two games that we've had. Not that the last few games haven't been close, but, we have had a few caps on them in the past, and I think this could be right down to the wire.
Have you guys had any extra preparations for this last game? Everybody's talked about the fact that noGG have had their first and second prac ever in preparation for this.
We were actually just bemoaning the fact that nobody was on until about 20 minutes ago, and we were supposed to be on an hour before to do an OVD, and nobody turned up. So, yeah, we haven't really done anything extra. We had a mixed OVD with Biohazard on Friday night, maybe, I think, which was fun, but wasn't probably the hit out that we would have needed to really prepare for this game. So, no, the answer is no.
Fair enough. And what should we look out for? What should the viewers, who are all sitting in the chat, champing at the bit to watch this game play out, what should they be watching out for?
Well, I think everybody's well aware of Hurls' ability to pretty much dominate an entire offense, so I think that'll be a highlight, and whether or not we can deal with that will be probably something to look for. And then on the other side, obviously, whether or not their O can get through ambient, because he has been no secret that he's been a big part of our success of late. So if they can get through him and then give me trouble because I'm not that great, then there could be some caps on the board.
Yeah, it's interesting. Hurls pretty much had the same point of view, that ambient is the key. And yeah, I mean, without him having to say it, we all sort of agree that Hurls tends to be the key on the other end. So that's definitely will be our focus. Do you have any last thoughts, any shout-outs before we send you back?
No, I hadn't really thought about it, to be honest, and we'll just look forward to a good game, and I wish noGG the best, and hopefully, maybe a little bit less drama than everyone's used to, but who knows, maybe there can be some timely disconnections. XOOEY's managed to have his cable disconnected like right before this game, so he's playing on a 4G stick, so that'll always throw up some fun, so we might have to sub in some people last minute, but good games.
All right, good luck with it, man, and we'll chat to you after the game.
Cool.
Alrighty, so thank you very much to both teams for supplying some interviewees there. We are still waiting for the teams to come into the match at this stage, so we're just going to do a quick little roster and maybe a little bit of analysis on each player. So we'll kick off with that right now, starting with the rosters. So first up, we have, for Muff, we have AceOfSpades. We also have Ambient, Deadleg, ISCARIOT, Snowierfudge, Tazzie, and XOOEY. For noGG, we have A61S, Cheesecake, Dexy, HellToupee, Hurls, JazzyMcSleazy, KraKen, Custom, Oodles, and Petty. Now, I just want to state that right now, a lot of those people won't be playing, but that is the full lineup for both teams, and I think they both deserved a little bit of a shout out there. So, yeah. they're the full team, so we're going to jump straight into what each team is going to be doing in terms of defense. So let's start with Muffins of Dooms. Their defensive lineup is Tazzie, ISCARIOT, and Ambient. So, boys, anyone got any comments on those three players and what you'd like to see from them?
I think both captains touched on it pretty well. I mean, we know that Ambient, as a light D, he's one of the best going around, and it's not just a matter of killing him, it's timing it, because you can take him down, but he'll be back on the stand just in time to get that nitron. He's a strong chaser. He's really definitely the key to their defense. We all know Tazzie can snipe, and by ISCARIOT's own logic, he's rubbish. So, no, ISCARIOT's solid on stand, and I think it's just a matter of these three guys being able to work together, because I think noGG, their defense, the chemistry between them is perfect. I think the Muffins D, they've got the skills. It's just a matter of whether they can communicate and back each other up when one goes down, if the other one is able to, fill in the gaps. So both teams have a strong lineup, but yeah, Ambient's definitely the one to watch.
Excellent. Hef, any comments?
I agree with everything Yarrick said, and yeah, we'll go with that. I wasn't actually here for most of what he said, so yeah, sorry.
Right, cool. Let's just jump straight onto Muffin's offensive lineup. So we have Snowierfudge, XOOEY, Deadleg, and AceOfSpades. Same question again, boys. Starting with
Are we
Yarrick.
having a look at Muffin's team this time around?
Yeah, we're looking at Muffin's offensive lineup.
They'll probably have XOOEY on the front lines, and he's a damn talented heavy offense. He's damn talented in pretty much everything, so I reckon he's gonna be a pretty damn hard carry. Who else is Muffins only running their offense? Oh man, I'm drawing a mental blank here.
Yeah, AceOfSpades will be doing a bit of inf, and it'll be interesting to see how he goes trying to shut down Hurls. Hurls' display against Oil White Whale was amazing. The best sniping display I've seen, and Bloody was having real trouble trying to shut him down. So it'd be interesting to see if Ace studied the footage and got a few tips and see how he goes. Deadleg, solid at everything he does. I think we can rely on Deadleg for some solid clearing. We know that Snowy is quick, and XOOEY lives too long. So that's their offense. XOOEY also should be said that XOOEY can cap a lot. So if they go double cap, we'll see XOOEY doing some pretty quick runs too.
Yeah, I remember Hell saying last week that he learned how to get away from the infiltrators by practicing against AceOfSpades so damn much. So maybe they won't play that card this week, considering that Hells is probably going to know what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see what they're going to run. Both teams know each other's strategies, and they're going to have to be mixing it up. It's going to be so exciting to see how they change and what radical strats they come up with.
Cool. I am going to have to cut you off there, boys, because we do have to move it along a little bit. So let's jump straight into noGG's defensive lineup. So we have Petty, Oodles, and Hurls.
Now, their lineup on defense hasn't changed a whole lot over time, but it's been rock solid since day one. Everyone's afraid of the noGG's defensive lineup with good reason. I mean, they've got Hurls who can snipe people out probably by punching the keyboard, and Petty with his nitrons that go through walls. It's ridiculous, and Oodles is quite good at whatever he does, which is everything. Sometimes he's on stand, sometimes he's roaming. Most of the time, he's both. So it's going to be tough for Muffins to deal with that, but I mean, they have beaten Nog before. That said, Nog's also beaten Muff, so oh man, I have no idea what you'd do to get their defense shut down to get that win.
The thing I really like about the noGG defense is the way that Petty and Oodles are interchangeable. You'll see one of them will go ahead and do like the Suicide Pathfinder run, and then the other one takes a stand, and they're constantly backing each other up. At all times, one of them has the stand covered, and that's what they do so well. And when they don't have it covered, the Hurls will go in and try and get a body block.
And he's quite talented at being in the right place at the right time as well. I've capped against Hells before, and when he hasn't spotted me and snapped me out, he's just standing there, floating in the air, and good old block. It's really damn cool to see it happen, and it's kind of scary that someone could be that damn good at blocking, even with that tiny frame.
Alright boys, going to have to cut you off again because we're getting very close to the duel which I want to capture, so let's just jump straight into noGG's offensive lineup. Jazzy, Custom, Dexy, and KraKen.
I'll let you take this one, Yarrick.
Okay, well, we expect to see Jazzy capping from the beginning. We know that Custom is an incredibly good capper as well, so when they do the double cap, I think that's really their strength, because both of those guys are really good cappers. KraKen calls the shots, and it'll be interesting to see if, again, if they put Dexy onto Tazzie, or whether they just bypass Tazzie altogether. Hurls alluded to the point that they've got an idea about what they're going to do to shut down Tazzie, so it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. And the duel is getting pretty close, so we might want to switch to that now.
Yep, we have switched over to the duel. So, Hef, while we're just waiting for this to kick off, it looks like it's going to start any second. Did you have any final comments on the noGG offensive lineup?
We've been told in recent weeks that they've tuned up the game incredibly compared to how they used to play, where they just weren't quite pulling the synchronization off and working together. But you know, if they alleviated those issues as well as they did last week against Oil Lightwell, you know, we'll see some pretty crazy stuff coming from there, I reckon.
Cool. Alright, so the players are just keying out to get into their dueling classes. We're going to see Hurls as a Raider, and we are going
Deadleg
to see
Brute.
So that's an interesting choice for Deadleg. Hurls is very, very deadly with his NJ5, so it's a big target.
Well, that Devastator can pop the shield in one shot if you land even some ground pounds, so I can see the logic behind Deadleg's choice. It's unusual to see Hurls actually take the duel seriously. I mean, we've seen him play as a technician with a Sparrow, just for laughs in the duel before, but I think this might actually mean something to him this week.
See, Deadleg's pulled out the fractals, and he's pistoled Hurls out.
And that Devastator popped the shield just as I said it would.
It's interesting, you don't see someone using a fractal in a wide open duel very often.
No, so Deadleg did win that, so they do get to pick the Scythes. So we'll just wait for that. The match should start any second now, so we might just quickly, while they're doing the countdown, we are going to do a little bit of a session where we look at the progress for each team. So just bear with me 1 second while we bring that up.
So we're going to look at how they got to where they are, because this is obviously the grand final.
So we're on the stream right now. So far, Muffins of Doom have had a very, very impressive run. They've never actually lost a map. First of all, or a match, I should say. They first of all progressed through Sky Marshal Tribes 2-0, and then Oi Whitewell, that was a very close match. They did take it 2-1, and of course they have already faced noGG Games and took that match 2-1 as well, which has put them into the final. And noGG Games, who they did take out Team Kill 2-0, Team Deathmatch 2-0, and again lost to Muffins of Doom, went on to face Oi Whitewell, taking that in a very close 2-1, and of course that puts us where we are now. So both teams have been very dominant. Anyone got any comments on that at all?
I think you could say Muffins have had a harder run in, but yeah, I think noGG might have had a slightly easier run, but yeah, they've both earned it. They haven't dropped much along the way, and I think, just in case anyone's not aware, we're in a situation where if Muffins win this in the first 2 maps, then they are the champions. If they don't, if noGG win, then we go straight to a rematch.
Yes, because it is a best of, well, it's a double elimination, so it could very well be 2 full games.
Muffins has still got an elimination up their sleeve.
Yeah, which is interesting. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that personally. I maybe should have been a best of 5. We might see some interesting things come out from Muff because of it, because they do have that save up their sleeve, or they might just be keen to try and take it in one match altogether. But either way, it's going to be some good games.
People have sort of speculated about how that's all worked out, but there's no other way to do it. It's only fair for them to be able to drop a match because everyone else gets to. So the fact that it comes through at the end, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Makes for some exciting viewing for us.
It definitely does. So we are still waiting for the teams to come in and the countdown to start. So while we do that, let's talk about audience prizes, because I know there have been a few people mention it in chat so far. So we are giving away 2 lots of 800 gold tonight. The first lot will be somewhere in the middle of the map, of the match, sorry, and the final lot of 800 gold will be given away at the conclusion of the stream. So be sure to stick around for those exciting prizes, and we'll give more details. The first one is going to be a little bit of a different competition. We're not just going to pick someone randomly from the stream. It will involve a little bit of a guessing comp, maybe a little bit of insider information, who knows. So stay tuned for that one. It's a little bit different, and of course then we will just be pulling someone out of chat. So we are about a minute away from the start, so we will just go to our quick sponsor reel again, just in case anyone missed it, and we'll be back with the start of the match. So we are back now. Hope you all did enjoy that. And yes, to people in stream, we did for that. And the production value always needs to be as high as it can be. Now that all that's out of the way, we are 92 seconds away from the match. And I just want to talk about Hurls for a second and his strat on, well, the way he's employed moving around the map as sniper and what that did to White Whale's offense. And the reason I want to bring it up is I was talking to a couple of guys who are very high up in the US meta, and they said they've got a couple of snipers over there who are very much roaming D style as well. And the way that they've handled that is basically when the offense come in, whoever's closest to the sniper attacks them until they're dead. They don't actually have a designated offense member who is just sniper harass. So what's your guys' opinion on that? Is that something that could be used against Hurls tonight, or would it even work against Hurls because he is such a powerful sniper?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. It takes a bit more coordination. It's similar to the debate about whether your offense sort of meet up at a point and go in together, or whether just everyone by hook or by crook hits the stand at the correct time according to the kappa. So I think top teams, I think they can pull that off. I think teams who are still sort of getting their act together need to really dedicate a person, otherwise there's room for, miscommunication and all that sort of thing. But yeah, definitely first in, best dressed sort of thing could work.
Well, I'm more of the opinion that to deal with Hurls in this situation, they need to get on him early and not kill him, sort of just distract him and be a general nuisance so that he can't focus entirely on sniping, because he can shoot people out while he's moving. I've seen him do it before. It's quite impressive.
Absolutely.
So if you're just shooting discs at him and he's just jumping around, he's still going to snipe out your kappa. It's not going to stop him. But if he's not paying attention to the kappa because you're shooting chain his way, then that might be a bit of a better alternative.
Yeah, and it can really backfire if you kill him too soon, because on a lot of maps he can spawn quite far away, and then he's just completely got no one on him and he can do whatever he wants. So it's a very fine. His legs. Yeah, it's a very fine line. And it's a tricky thing to do properly, to keep the sniper busy without actually killing him or getting killed. I don't know a lot of people who do it incredibly well.
Yeah. Not to mention he's also a fantastic duelist, so even if you get in his face, he could probably kill you anyway.
That is true.
So just quickly, I'm going to go through the lineup. On Muffins, we've got ISCARIOT, Deadleg, Snowey, AceOfSpades, XOOEY, Ambient, and Tazzie. For the noGGs, we've got Custom, Hurls, HellToupee is in the opening lineup, Jazzy, XOOEY, KraKen, and Petty. There's been a lineup change. HellToupee is in for, help me out here, Hef.
Oodles. They were
For
saying
Oodles.
just before that Oodles is having problems with his computer, so he's resetting. He'll probably be in 5 minutes, so they just subbed him out temporarily.
Excellent.
Hopefully that doesn't have too much of an impact.
AceOfSpades is an infiltrator, so you know, he didn't change up his ideas all that much. It seems he's gone for the gen first. You know, probably the choice.
Yeah, Dexy's mirroring him at the other side.
Excellent. So we are just going to hover around the midfield while we see some action. KraKen is already on half health, going down to XOOEY, who, want to remind everyone, is playing on a 4G dongle, so it's going to be interesting to see what he can and can't do this evening.
Hurls has sniped out Snowy midway through his run.
Excellent. So Hurl's already proving to be a very, very useful sniper. So, again...
And it has he passed him too. I think Jazzy spotted him and Hurls took him down from the base.
I can see the noGG base does have XOOEY just hanging around in the gen. He's the only offense there. No, AceOfSpades and Deadleg just magically appear.
Jazzy coming through for a grab right now.
We do have Jazzy
And
coming in. He's out
clear.
clear. Ambient is chasing him very deadly as the roaming defense, but Jazzy is flying away. He's going to get home here. We might see an
They've got the
E-grab.
numbers on stand.
They do get the E-grab. It goes down straight away. Deadleg still there. Can save this. Snowy also coming in, but they are going to engage Jazzy to try and get him down. Deadleg on no health. Snowy coming in. He could beat Jazzy here. Jazzy's not looking. He's on no health, and
Oh my god.
he does get
What a
through,
race.
but...
There it is.
And we do have both flags in the field, and Muff's
That's a
flag
return.
is returned.
Oh, double return, what a shame. Yeah, Jazzy really needed to just hang out there. He thought he'd be able to sneak in, but not quite. Tazzie also got some amazing snipes on Jazzy while he was waiting over at his vehicle pad there.
Yeah,
Looks like HellToupee has just gotten back in the game. They were missing him for the greater part of the first minute of the game.
So Dexy and Ace are still running as infiltrator. Snowy hasn't been spotted yet. He's full health. Now Hurls is on him, coming through for his back cap. He's coming through in about 5 seconds.
Snowy is on 1/3 health here. He's been hit by Hurl, and he might get the grab.
He's
He's
down.
down now.
And on the other side, Jazzy got taken out as well, so both teams resetting. Well, actually, having said that, Muff decided not to reset. They're clustering. Ace, as infiltrator, is going to try and run
Might be a
that as far
pass.
as he can, passing it off to Snowy. They've got the numbers in the midfield. Dexy and Petty are on it, though.
It was a dud pass. It's going to be a return. That was
Oh,
probably a mistake.
Dexy, yeah. AceOfSpades took out Petty. Dexy took out everyone else. Now XOOEY has come through with a
XOOEY got
cheeky
an
grab.
inventory station up behind their flag, so he would have changed out on the fly there to get that nice llama. That was actually probably a good idea.
That was a pretty decent attempt. That's
Kudos
their
to
offense
XOOEY.
down. Jazzy's coming through now for noGG.
Has been
No
spotted.
snipes on him.
Does
He's
manage
out
to get the
clean
clean. There was not even any offense there, so that's very interesting to watch. He is on 3/4 health, coming through XOOEY and
Tazzie
Deadleg
missing
there.
with snipes.
AceOfSpades does
Ace of
manage to get
Spades on
the
the E.
E-grab. And the
Oh, he's
return,
gonna
we could
make it.
see
He
this,
does.
and it is 1-0 to noGG, 21.5 minutes left on the clock, so
So he gets blocked.
is still out but does go down, so we should see the return by KraKen here. Ambient does manage to cause a little bit of an issue, but not too much.
Now, this quick downtime, I'd just like to point out that Dexy is probably a really good choice. The job of the infiltrator is to be annoying. Nobody's better than that in the scene than Dexy.
It's very poignant analysis, Hef.
That's what I'm here for.
So AceOfSpades going into the gen again to just to time his run. He's a little bit ahead of everyone else. Snowy's been spotted already. Hurls is sniping Snowy from the base, and he's hit Snowy at the start of his run. Be interesting to see if he finishes him off here.
So no, he
does.
does
Snowy's
take him
down.
out. So
Jazzy coming through again now.
noGG at the end of the last match and during the week have been saying that their defense is really heavily reliant on their offense spotting, and they're claiming to be spotting at
Jazzy's
the start of
grabbed
runs.
this.
He's out.
Got not as much of a clean grab before, but he's got the speed. He's made it back. That's another cap. Both these caps have been exactly the same setup. Hurls are just sniping out Snowy from the other side of the map. Snowy didn't even get halfway that time. And in the meantime, KraKen and the guys custom doing a great job. I really want to watch Dexy here and just see. I haven't paid attention to whether he's actually on Tazzie or he's just, like Hef said, just being annoying.
Well, I haven't seen Jazzy get that much sniper fire on him. I think he's been mostly just hit by the people that are around the stand, a bit of chain fire. So it's possible that Dexy is getting right all over Tazzie.
Yeah, like he's on Tazzie right now, yeah. I mean, he's not getting... Jazzy's really getting away with murder at the moment. He's coming through for a back cap. He's 5 seconds out now and he's full health. No one's on him. In fact, the stand is...
It's a nice forced return there by the noGG offense also.
Oh!
Ambient gets a Nitron.
Amazing Nitron. Ambient had 3 noGG on him and he got the Nitron.
Jazzy's picked up the midfield and he's got nobody chasing him. Oh, there's a nice snipe from Tazzie. See, yeah, he's actually in the game. There we go. We know he's here.
Yep. But the cluster play by noGG, there are 3 of them defending this. They've both sort of created a line of defense behind KraKen. And KraKen has managed to limp it the whole way home.
There's a solid wall of Muffins players approaching the base, so KraKen's going to be in a lot of trouble if he can't get...
Yeah, do you know what? KraKen's run away from his own team to try and get it away, and Deadleg and Ambient are on him. Jazzy with a nice pickup.
Well done, Jazzy. I didn't see that return. Oh, that must have been... I'd say that was Dexy.
XOOEY with a heavy llama. An E-llama, you could call it.
Definitely was an E-llama. So he's coming through. Petty and Hurls are both on him, so it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen here. Petty on no health and getting hit by XOOEY, but XOOEY is getting hammered by Hurls also on 1/4 health now.
Hurls is trying to mortar Petty, and why doesn't he just put one little bit of chain on him and he'd be gone? Petty on 50 health has chased him down and got the return.
Double return.
So we are still...
The Muffins were completely swarming the base there, so no surprise they got the return.
So it's interesting as well, Muff's offense seems to be a little bit out of sync at the moment. We've got XOOEY coming in all by himself at this stage. AceOfSpades and Deadleg are still... But he does K out, so they might just be doing a little bit of a reset. But now he's behind also. So AceOfSpades coming in by himself at this stage. Deadleg following him close behind. He is going to come up and engage by the looks of things. Hurls, he's trying to distract Hurls here. So Snowy should be coming in any second. So we will just sit here over the noGG base.
Yeah, they were a little bit soon. Snowy's still got probably 10, maybe 12 seconds out. Hurls is not looking at him though, so it'll be interesting to see what Hurls comes up with. He is now. Jeez.
Manages to
Hurls
hit him
is
once.
down.
Petty on the flag though, on full health, going for the body block. He does get the Nitron off.
Block, and a Nitron as well. Fantastic job by Petty. He was the only one left there. It's great to see a light D pull that off when he's got 3 guys on him like that.
It also seems like the base turrets were giving Nog a big hand there. They've got the generator back up, so AceOfSpades is going to go take care of that now.
Jazzy coming in on 3/4 health, just does get the health regen. ISCARIOT still on flag, is going down very quickly and does
Jazzy's
go
missed
down.
2 snipes there. Jazzy's still full health.
Ambient still is around, but does quickly go down. Does get out, but a nice... Ooh, he's body blocked by his own team.
Body blocked by his own buddy, yeah. Tazzie's done well there.
Custom does manage to pick it up in
down.
the field.
Snowy's down as well. He paid out for some reason.
Another nice... Ambient is so strong with those Nitrons. He's just such a powerful player. KraKen with the pickup. Dexy...
Yeah, again we see the noGG guys, they're all living. But all 3 of them go into clear. By the time the flag gets grabbed, all 3 of them are still alive and they're able to literally... They're running to the enemy base, doing an attack, and then running home.
So we did just see a unsuccessful attempt on Muff there. They did get to the midfield though, so it looks like they're still having a few issues with their offense. Wonder what will happen later on. They should get into the swing of things. ISCARIOT did say that they only had just come on, unfortunately, and they did miss their final prac, so that might just be a little bit
rusty. They haven't had a warm-up, whereas apparently noGG did, so I think that's definitely given them an edge coming out of the gates here, because they were ready, they were warmed up, they were good to go, And Muffins haven't been bringing the usual intensity they do, so, it definitely shows.
Yeah, Hurls is out of position here. I'm not sure if he's going to... Hurls is down. Deadleg's just taken out.
Snowy's going to get out clean here. He does get out.
Deadleg took out everyone, and Snowy is out clean. Jazzy's coming through, but he's not going to get there in time.
Crash is coming in, though, and we
Snowy
do see it. 2-1.
Oh. I don't think it's a shame. Custom probably should have left that because Jazzy was coming through. Sometimes it's not worth trying to get that E. You're better off just getting a clean re-grab, I guess you'd call it. Just cap him back.
So we do see noGG's flag out. It is going to get returned here by Custom. So they did just go for a chain grab, and it was returned.
Deadleg's really stepping it up. He's on 17 kills on offense at the moment. Most kills in the game so far.
So we are in a little bit of a
Dixie with the
reset.
usual taunt.
Do you think that's part of his offensive tactics, a bit of psychological warfare?
I was talking to Hells about that once upon a time, and he does that every now and then just for kicks, and he also does it when his team is panicking in chat, so they have a little bit of a laugh and get back into the game. So maybe Dexy has a good heart. I don't know.
What do you think about the attacks at the moment, Hef, from an analysis point of view? It looks to me like Muff, they're getting their timing a bit better now. They were coming in a bit too early.
Oh, their attack. There's so many things you could point out, really. They are going with a very, very standard issue in Muffin's attack, so not a whole lot to change there. They just really need to tighten it up and get their game on like we know they can, so, you know, there's that.
Their timing's definitely improving as the map goes on. Snowy's got very little health, but he managed to get all the way back to his vehicle pad. Custom again with a nice E-grab. He's been in the right place at the right time a lot. They get the
That's a
return,
return.
ambient. Oh,
Oh, he
and he's knocked
misses.
off by the fractal, and he's been
Oh,
nitron
wow,
from
that
a
is
mile
unfortunate.
away.
He's panicking,
Well,
doesn't
that's
put it
just
up.
opened it up. There's a lot of crash coming in. KraKen. Oh, Zooey, very close. Nicely done.
So we are 2-all with 13 minutes left on the clock. It's a nice
Jazzy's
little play there.
nitron was amazing.
So yeah, Muff's
Maybe I
definitely
should focus
picking
a
up.
bit more on the Muffin side now. I've been watching the noGG base for most of the game. That's where most of the clutch has been happening.
So Snowy coming in, he's about 30 seconds out at this stage, and he is a little bit ahead of his offense at this stage. AceOfSpades is there. Flag is clear. Hurls has seen him and is taking health off him really rapidly. This is not going to end well for Snowy. And he could grab the flag, but he gets taken out by Jazzy there.
You know, noGG is running a double jug offense, and Ambient has found them. Didn't help all that much though.
XOOEY coming in for a cap. He's also Pathfinder capping, does get out, but the Nitron does stop his attack. Snowy though in the midfield does get hit by Hurls, does punt it through the midfield also, and Petty and HellToupee with the return.
Deadleg is single-handedly taking out the noGG offense at the moment. That does not bode well.
He's doing a
Here, grab
fantastic
cycle.
job. It is
We've got
Custom.
JazzyMcSleazy and Custom on a grab cycle. Who's the pilot? We got Custom on the back. Is he going to go for a fatty cap?
It could
So
be
we're seeing
interesting.
here the first of the noGG improvised tactics.
Interesting choice,
No,
because
Tazzie spotted them.
but he's not going to be able to do much to
Not
them.
sure why
That's
he's
an
trying to
interesting
snipe
thing.
them.
I've effectively taken him out for this run. We'll just see what's
And
going to happen.
Custom
Customs
launches.
out. This is fantastic.
It's got that classic
They've
music
both
going through
jumped
my
out.
head.
Does get out too!
Clean. He's
Flying
going
through the
to
It's
midfield.
hard to stop at 2,000 HP. He's going home.
1,000 HP. He's got 200. He's disjumped. He's gonna make it all the way. But he's very low now, and oh my god, he
Craters
crated.
on his base.
Oh, they
wow.
get the return.
Worked well up until that point. So that's great. So some of the new noGG tactics coming into play there is really good. They're going
Oh,
for it
that one's
again
out
by
of
the
the
looks of
bag
it.
now.
They're going for it again.
No, it's a great idea because if Muffins thinks they're going to run that for quite a while, they might shake up their defense to deal with that specific strategy.
Yeah, I'd
And
really
then
like
Noel
to
could
see.
very quickly switch to something else and ruin everything for Muffins.
Definitely, I'd really like to see Jazzy run a sneaky sort of pathy side to side or something after they do this, just to keep Muffins on their toes.
They are coming again. We're going to watch this again and see if it works just as well the second time, although Snowy has gotten out with a front to
Yeah,
back.
Snowy, it was a front to back, so he's down. I think we should let's watch Custom and Jazzy see them pull this off again.
So you can shoot the pilots, but I mean that's a big ask for any sniper the way they're moving. So
Yeah, that thing moves around so erratically. It's a hard shot.
Well, Tazzie has landed a couple of shots in custom, and I think that's what he's focusing on to give him less health when he hits the stand.
He's done very well, hasn't he? Custom's through 2/3 health now. Ambient's going out there to take the fight to them. They're waiting for
idea.
their offense to clear.
Jazzy's on the move.
Ambient's come out to meet them as well, so they've decided they're going to have to come in before Ambient eradicates them.
I'm calling a body block here. Let's see what happens.
Their offense is nowhere to be seen. He misses Jazzy. Oh, Jazzy! Manages to do the double cap. Coming through the midfield, Ambient is there. Nitron misses once. He's coming through on 1/4 health. We do see an E-grab from Snowierfudge. Flying through. Just going to sit on Jazzy for a second because he is on such low health. And XOOEY is
made it back to
engaging
his
him.
teammate, so he should be safe.
Yeah, noGG have got that wrapped up. We need to go and see what... Oh, both teams, in fact. Yeah, we're in a standoff.
So, I don't know what to think about this grab cycle chat. I know we have a couple of EU and US guys in chat, so let's put it to them. What do you guys think about that? Is that new meta, or is that just craziness? I'm curious to see what everyone
Chambers
thinks.
is getting cranky at the Australian meta, and we've seen that from quite a few of the overseas players coming over here going, what are you Aussies doing with your rules? It's crazy.
I'm assuming they're talking about short fuse.
He specifically said they were just sitting around for 30 seconds waiting. You know, got to get some clearance going on. You can't just llama. Come on, you know that.
Especially against two very strong teams. Their defense, Ambient, is one of the best roaming Ds in the game. I'm tempted to say in the world, but we might be able to prove that early next year. And Hurls as a sniper, you just can't go in by yourself. It's just suicide against either of these teams.
Custom and KraKen are all up in Muffin's defense, ruining everything. The Muffin's defense is entirely down and the flag is free. Deadleg with a midair catch, and he's going to get the hell away from the noGG offense.
He's going down fast. The Custom's
KraKen
chain
catches him.
is down.
Go.
Custom gets the
KraKen
return. Oh,
returns.
KraKen, gets the return. And these guys are in the clear here. They're going to get home. There's no offense, no crash whatsoever. Tazzie's coming in. They are all starting to crash now, but it is not looking good for them. And that's 3-2 to noGG with 7.25 minutes left on the clock.
No, Hill said they were going to be doing a couple of different things, and he wasn't lying.
Who would expect that? I mean, I've never seen that before, ever.
I've seen people do it every now and then in pubs. There was never a full-hearted strategy. It was more doing it for a laugh. But I just didn't expect to see that in such a top-tier game. No.
Interesting. So they're not doing it again. Jazzy's coming in by himself. Has been spotted by Tazzie. Unfortunately, all the snipe shots have missed on him this stage. Doing a side-to-side. Coming in, he misses the flag, so... BL.
I suppose once you get the flag home with a strat like that, they're not going to let you get away with it again.
Well, the thing is, though, how do you body block two cappers coming in at the exact same time? Like, time that perfectly.
And it's 3-3.
It is 3-3, so
Yeah, that's
Snowy
the
there.
big issue about having double
Oh,
cappers.
XOOEY.
How do you stop both? XOOEY was a nice
Sorry guys,
grab.
XOOEY was on the run there, ready for a re-grab. I was zoomed out and there were no GG players on the entire map. They were all dead at the same time.
That's a 4-3 to Muffins.
Suddenly, it's 4-3.
Muffins with another chain grab.
Yeah, this is really bad. Once they start getting that momentum of the flag just moving constantly, I mean, you see they're going to start running another route already, and from a defensive point of view, you need to really get things locked down. Yep. I mean, even if you get some of your offense to just back them up for a minute, and you got to get on top of that quickly. Otherwise, yeah, you're just chasing the flag around for the rest of the game.
So Hurls just got killed, and Petty got killed as well. So Petty's going to be moving back to the state Pathfinder, which is not what I expected from Petty. Maybe he's going to help try to deal with the incoming or oncoming offense, rather. Hurls has spotted Snowy.
You have to say it feels like they're really missing Oodles.
Yeah.
I mean, the Petty and Oodles combo is ridiculous, So if you're missing such a critical component of your team, you probably wouldn't be too happy either. Snowy
Petty did a great job there. Yep, chaining out Snowy. He had a little bit of health left. Yeah, I got to stop reading the chat. The debate is raging about grab cycle capping. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you try. If you can pull it off, then it's good. And I think if you look at the second cap that they did there, when Custom was body blocked, Jazzy improvised and got the grab. It was really well played. You can't just not just anyone can pull that off. It still takes a lot of skill to improvise and be at the right place. And Jazzy's coming through now, and the stand is well and truly defended. He is taken down.
And it's important to note about that. New metas don't just appear, they have to be tried and tested. And that only happens when people, you know, experiment in matches like this. I don't know about experimenting in such a match with high stakes, but again, that's how new metas form, so you can't just write it off altogether. They did make a good comment.
All credit to them, man, to try on stuff like that in such a high stakes game. I think it's fantastic, and from a perspective of from a viewer's point of view, I love it.
Yeah, we've had a bit of I guess you could say, an awakening recently from a meta perspective. You know, every game pretty much bringing something new to the pile. I don't think it's ever been as active, despite the fact we haven't had, you know, new content in 2 months now, and yet we're still coming up with new ideas.
Jazzy's out clean. He does get one snipe hit on him, so he's on no health. Chain coming in. He's relatively clear. There's no LD within sight, so they might have to rely on an offensive snipe at this stage. But he does go down to Snowy. Very, very nice. Hurls does pick it up, though. The crash is coming in, but they're not going for the flag. They're going for Hurls, and he does get it to draw it for all. Dexy with the late E-grab. It's interesting, ZOOEY. Interesting, ZOOEY there went for Hurls. I don't know if he was trying to go the flag and missed, but he seemed to fly very high over it. Snowy in the midfield.
Snowy gets a grab in the midfield, but he's got a lot of noGG on his tail, and they should get this return. Although, he's managed to get it far enough that now Muff have got the numbers. It's a real fight for this flag in the midfield. Ace picks it up, Custom, Dexy, KraKen, all on him. HellToupee just gets knocked out, and there's a return.
ZOOEY with the chain grab. This could be bad for noGG.
Yeah, this is a pathy grab, and he's moving not too fast. It was a thrust pack grab. He's got a disc jump away, and I don't think he's got enough juice to make it to the stand, does he?
Oh, yeah, he will. He will going to make it. He might crater, though. He does get it.
Nice cap by ZOOEY. That was fantastic.
So 2 and 3/4 minutes left on the clock, and we are 5-4, so it's still anyone's game. So a fantastic start.
Both teams are moving the flag a lot. It's really going to come down to which defense can lock this up.
Well, the team momentum from both sides has been brought back to a halt, so we're at almost a complete reset. I'm not too sure which team was stronger in this situation at the start of the game. I'd like to see noGG, so I think they might be. They're still capable of bringing this back, in my opinion. It's definitely not out of the game yet.
We see Deadleg with 38 kills now, just dominating on offense, and Hurls 31 kills. What did he get last game? 50?
Oh, it was some
ridiculous number. Yeah, that's a pretty typical
number.
Score from Hurls.
Snowy coming in, flag's not clear, he's all by himself. Does manage to get out on no health, coming through the midfield and taken out by Hurls. He did well there, I mean...
Again, we see noGG clustering after a failed cap attempt, and Custom's making his way home. He doesn't mind doing this little fatty grab down the river here, I guess you call it.
Well, nobody's paying attention to him. All of Muffins are trying to cluster the flag home. So
it's funny,
Custom's
Dexy
just
needs to
waddling
get
back to his
moving.
team.
Why is he so slow? He's infiltrator. There we go. Dexy's disc jump to try and get back into the...
That's a return for noGG.
Was E-grab though, but he is sitting behind
They're
the base.
And here's the cap. Bam,
5-all.
5-all with a minute to go. We have a game.
So, we could very well be going into overtime.
Else, could we?
No, definitely not. Hopefully all the matches are like this.
I was worried that noGG was going to burn out all their intensity at the start and not be able to make it through, because they do need to win 2 best out of 3 matches to take the prize.
A lot to be said about momentum, though. I think whoever takes the first map's going to really have a psychological leg up.
So,
both teams are literally in the same... They're mirroring each other. Jazzy and Snowy are both now about 10 seconds out for back caps.
The big difference is noGG are still on their base, but they've only got HellToupee there, so Snowy is coming in, so we will just sit on the Muff base at this stage.
KraKen and
Crazy.
Custom, they own their stand right now. It's just going to come down to ambient. If he can get that clutch Nitron, he doesn't, and Jazzy is off. At the same time, Snowy is halfway home. He's almost all the way home, very, very low health. He's punted an amazing punt, way over to the vehicle pad. ISCARIOT and Tazzie are there. And then created, exactly. noGG have got the numbers though, so there's going to be a bit of pressure on ISCARIOT, Tazzie. Now Snowierfudge has just respawned.
Oh, ZOOEY!
Now in overtime.
An amazing
ZOOEY,
overtime,
this could be it. This could be it.
away. He pops the flag to the stand, it bounces over. It's going to come down. Petty has thrusted way past the flag. Muff have the numbers here. It's going to come down to if Dexy can hit his only chance. No,
That
Snowy
is
gets
game.
it.
Muff.
That was amazing. Yeah, Snowy got it, that's right.
ZOOEY there with the clutch return.
Look at the numbers. The entire Muffins team were on top of that flag. Poor Dexy was the last man standing trying to get in there in time. You have to tip your hats to both teams. They've really, we really have a match. I wouldn't want to call it at this point.
Way too hard to call it. It's, yeah, anyone's game. Alrighty, so...
Both teams really playing similar styles too, I think. You know, the grabs, I wouldn't say either team's D is dominating. It's very, this is as close as you could ask.
I think all
Definitely.
you could do to try and get an analysis out of this is to compare individual roles to each other, but I don't think that would do either team justice. I mean, I think Hurls is probably a bit more of a clutch sniper than Tazzie, but you know, ISCARIOT was still pulling out some really cool things as a bird on the stand, and it helped take the win for his team. So yeah, there's no way you can call it from that performance. Both teams playing top notch.
Yeah, ZOOEY and Deadleg definitely dominating, getting the kills on offense. Custom and Dexy and KraKen, I think, were probably doing a better job of clustering the flag home and things like that. I think Muff got more clean grabs, but yeah, close.
Yeah, very interesting. Alrighty, so now this might be a good time to announce our first comp. So the way this is going to work is, in a couple of seconds you will see a URL spammed by Sky Marshal Hef in the chat. What we want you to do is go to that URL, you'll come to a web form. In that web form, fill out who do you think will score the first cap in the next game. Will it be Muff or noGG? And the time left on the clock. So it's very important that there is 25 minutes per match. So say at 22 minutes the first cap will happen to Muff. That's an example. So you have 5 minutes to go fill that out, and the winner is the person who is closest to that time and of course picks the right team, obviously, and they will win 800 tribes gold. So again, you have 5 minutes starting from now, so head on over. And while that is happening, we are going to run some highlights from the first match. So we'll see you in a little bit.
Did you get our messages then?
So guys, welcome back for the second map. We are going to be kicking off in 114 seconds. So Hef, mate, I know you said it was too close to call at this stage, but what are you liking what are you looking to see in this map from either team?
Well, we all know that Dry Dock is a very sniper-friendly map, and Hurls is quite good at staying on the move as a sniper, so this is going to be a very, very Hurls-friendly map, and we know that Hurls can pull off some clutch carries without even trying, so Muffins is going to have the work cut out for them. Really, really tough to deal with that. On the other side of the coin, Tazzie, the sniper, he doesn't favour moving around a whole lot, but he makes up for that with pretty damn good accuracy, so that's not really that big a deal, I suppose. In terms of defense, I think ISCARIOT's probably going to be running Brute again, although I have seen him Doombringer on this map successfully. Not too sure which one would be the greater choice. I mean, the Americans in the chat will definitely tell me Brute on stand is stupid and they shouldn't do it, but Australians know better. noGG is probably going to be running the standard defensive lineup, not much to say about that. We know it works, we know it's solid in this time around, so we've got that interchangeable member that makes noGG's defense so damn powerful. I think that might make a huge difference this time around, actually, because we didn't have that in the last game. You know, HellToupee was there instead of Oodles. Nothing against HellToupee, but I mean, you know, Penny and Oodles are damn near joined at the hip, and that's what makes them so difficult to deal with. AceOfSpades, I don't know if he's running as an infiltrator this time around, because it's a bit more difficult to infiltrate and harass on this map, simply because the sniper can be just so damn high up. You know, you waste all your energy trying to get to him, and it causes problems at times. I suppose that'll probably wrap it up for me then. We've got 10 seconds on the clock till we get started.
We are seeing a reset though because one member is not there, so they did just catch that in time. So, Yarrick, same question to you. You've got as much time as you want by the looks of it.
I'm looking forward to seeing if Dexy pulls out the Shrike. We didn't see any Shrikes on the last map. This is one of those maps, being a bit bigger, a bit more open, that definitely some Shrike offense would be a good way to hassle the snipers, although we didn't really see that Tazzie was getting focused as much as they were trying to take down Hurls. So, yeah, I think given it's a very different type of map, hopefully we'll see some different strats. I'd like to see both teams getting in the Shrike.
Excellent. So, are we going to see some more grab cycle caps?
A good point that I didn't cover.
This is definitely one of those maps where grab cycle back capping is very viable. So yeah, hopefully we'll see them pull that out again.
I know Damo, a member of Muffins, is a really big fan of grab cycle back caps, normally as a soldier or a heavy, but he doesn't actually appear to be playing for them today. I'm not sure if that was an intentional choice or if it's just not available. Have you seen anyone else from Muffins pull off the grab cycle caps, Yarrick? I haven't personally.
No, it's really Damo's forte, isn't it?
Yeah, well, he's good at it. You know, he pulls it out right when you're not expecting it, and you normally don't see him line them up either. He's quite good at driving out of sight. But Snowy, also a very competent capper, so you know we can rely on his speed for a lot.
So we are still waiting for the players.
Is coming back onto the noGG team. Oodle's still having problems with his net. Oh, this could be bad for noGG. I personally think that they do need Oodles on the field to help deal with Muffins' power.
Yeah, so, I'd have to speculate that it's something to do with Sunday nights, man. We've always found that there's a couple of our guys who really struggle on Sunday night. Others think it's to do with our poor infrastructure in Australia. I know that in some suburbs, Sunday night the internet pretty much comes to a standstill.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen to my suburb, otherwise you guys won't be watching the rest of the stream. And we will be announcing fairly shortly as well who the winner will be, so we're basically going to do it as soon as the cap happens and the time, so we will announce the winner for that 800 Tribes Gold. Unfortunately, you won't get it until after the stream, so don't fret, please don't spam anyone if you don't get it instantly. You won't get a code, it'll just automatically be in your tribe's account, so I hope you did put your tribe's username in there properly, because if you didn't, there's no tribes gold, there's no refunds, no second chances basically, and there will be another tribes gold prize, the same amount, 800 gold, given out at the end of the stream, so be sure to stick around for that. But I mean, as if you wouldn't want to stick around anyway, if the first game's anything to go off, we're going to see some fantastic other games. Hopefully, I'm really hoping Muff don't take this out. I would like to see if noGG can bring it back. I think it will take a little bit of time for Oodles to get into the swing of things. So I'm hoping it at least goes to a third map. Yarrick, I'm tending to think you think the same.
We're very impartial here at OzTCA, but I'd have to say that I think us and everyone watching would love to see noGG take this map so we can watch some more just excellent matches between these two. I'm quite happy with watch it go out to 5.
Yeah, definitely. I would be as well. So we are still waiting for the 14th player. I'm not... Can you see who it was at all, Yarrick?
We're waiting on Oodles, weren't we?
Oh, okay. I thought he was in the map, so he must have dropped out. So they're waiting for him to come back in. They might sub him out again, so we'll just have to wait and see. So again, this is for the prize of $700. It is the grand final of the IM Cup, and the teams are Muffins of Doom, noGG, and our sponsors for tonight are Team Immunity. So in particular Systems, so a big shout out to him for setting all of this up. Hi-Res Studios and Intel. There is a second prize. I can't remember exactly what it is off the top of my head. I think it's around the $500 mark for second prize. So both teams do not walk away empty-handed. They will be walking away with something. And the $300 third prize, I believe it was, went to Oi White Whale last week. So congratulations to Oi White Whale for their effort. I know they only formed for this match, but they still put on a good show. So again, still waiting for the 14th player. Not quite sure what's going on with that. Yarrick, any thoughts at all? Anything you want to add to the stream at this stage?
Yeah, I'm just searching for Doc. He's, as you guys probably know, Doc Matrix has just landed back in his hometown of Melbourne.
Aussie!
He's frantically getting his mic and stuff up and running, so I'm hoping we'll get a guest appearance from our buddy and a long-term friend of mine.
Alrighty, we
Doc
are
is
underway.
A techie dude, but he's having trouble getting his mic up and running. I remember back in the day, Doc hacking using a bloody phone box, and he can't even get a mic and headset going, so...
What have these Euro guys done to him then?
Much love to Breadbot, the enigma of Australian tribes.
I think most of the Australian competitive tribes are seeing Breadbot is wondering when you're going to join a team, or more importantly, when you're going to get a mic and get on Mumble.
Yeah, I think we know that Breadbot actually doesn't speak. He's deaf, dumb, and potentially blind. But he's still able to get the... I'm always fascinated by his Midair melee returns in pubs. But he's yet to prove himself. We don't even see him in pugs, so, you know, can only give the guy so much credit until he steps up.
Well, we have been yakking on, and they're both out with the flag. We were watching Snowy grab that, but he does go down. Jazzy coming in. We could see a first cap to noGG in the first 2 minutes here, so I hope you guys pick that. The crash coming in, and they do get it, so... That was 23 minutes and 45 seconds on that. So, Sky Marshal, would you be able to have a look at who was closest? Sorry, I'm being told 23 minutes and 47 seconds. So, Hef, do you want to have a look at who that was, and we'll announce it over the stream? I'm sure they already know.
Oh man, this is going to take me quite a while to go through this spreadsheet because there's a lot of entries.
That's right, we'll have plenty of time afterwards.
Yeah, we'll get the winner out there, and there's a lot of people already cursing in chat, so I'm assuming...
A lot of people know they ain't getting no golds.
Yeah, that was a very quick cap. I was, if I had to put a guess in, I would have put around the 21-minute mark, so, yeah. So we are over the noGG base at the moment. They're spamming away. Ambient doing a very nice job of avoiding a lot of that damage. Jazzy coming in, going to get out clean. Ambient does get the Nitron off. Not going to get the same pickup though. Custom could get it. Does pick it up, and they look like they're going to cluster this home because there is 3 of them there. Snowy with the nice Nitron as well. And the return for Muff.
So we do see Ace of Spades as an infiltrator, trying to give Hurls some trouble. He's been taken out, but they're definitely running with an inf now. And they're going to need to do something, because Hurls has already barely started this game, and Hurls has got 7 snipes.
It's frustrating as ever. So yes, they definitely need to get on him. I don't know if Infiltrator's the right move, because he does like to move around a lot.
Oh my god, Hurls is on fire this map. He is not even on the top. You know, usually you see these snipers up on the top of the spawn tower. He's not even trying to hide. He's down on the ground. He's now actively engaging Ace, who's running as a raider, interestingly.
And we do see Jazzy with a pickup. He's out relatively clean. Tazzie's being left for dead and does get the snipe off on him. So the Muff flag is in the midfield, and Deadleg has managed to pick it up. Sorry, the noGG flag. Crawling home with ZOOEY. Hurls did miss that snipe. So misses. Oh no, he managed to take that one.
He's got his work cut out for him here. It's 3-on-1. He does get the Nitron, but Muff have got the numbers. It's Jazzy versus 3 Muffins here. They're still crawling this flag game. They're not even halfway yet, but Snowy's with them. There's 4 Muff guys now. 5. So both teams have managed to cluster, and I think we'll be looking at a standoff here, unless Petty can pull something.
Snowy does go down also, so KraKen could get the return. Flying in, does just barely manages to get there before him. So he is on one half health, with KraKen chaining him down, manages to pass it off to AceOfSpades.
Okay, yeah, we should see Muff now be able to take that the rest of the way home. So both teams setting up for a formal standoff now.
Ace of Spades is holding the flag for Muff, and he really needs to pass it off and switch to Infiltrator, because he's quite good at his Infiltrator. So, you know, if they want to get that quick and easy return, he's going to need to get that punch going on. But nobody seems to be coming to take the flag from him. Actually, here comes Ambient. It's probably going to be a pass. No, Ambient's going on offense, it seems. That's an interesting tactical choice from Muffins there. I'll definitely put Ace of Spades in the front line because of his Infiltrator prowess.
Yes.
If you take a look at the noGG's defense, they've got, it looks like a D-stack. They've got 4 people hanging around. Hurls is up high on the tower, probably to snipe out people coming on in. Looks like noGG's plan here is just, you know, throw a wall of bodies in the way and just hope they can hold on to the flag for a while. Waste a bit of time. I mean, they are 1 cap up, so that makes a bit of sense. ZOOEY is coming in with some really well-aimed mortars.
And the Muff offense does get shot down. ZOOEY is still there, but so far away it's not going to make much of a difference unless he does get a lucky mortar, so could have just jinxed that.
You know, Hurls comes off the tower, gets knocked down by, I think, what was some AoE. Ace of Spades has changed to Infiltrator and is rapidly approaching the noGG's defensive lineup. Dexy seems to have missed him. Ace of Spades probably having a bit of a heart attack right there. He could have been busted as soon as he was going in. ZOOEY's laying down some distraction fire, and Ace of Spades is crawling around to Petty. This could be bad for Nog, unless they realise what's going on.
He hasn't been
be
spotted yet.
Air, so they know he's there.
Oh, he misses it.
Down he goes. That was a very well-timed Raider jammer pack from, I think, Hellzor, who's changed out of Sniper.
Now, just really quickly while both teams are resetting here, Doc is in the waiting room. If you can let him in, Len. Welcome, Doc. Welcome to Melbourne.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
So I'll just point out that Doc is watching on the stream, obviously. He's just running it ad hoc. So, yeah, Doc's just going to hang out and give us a bit of analysis of Hef. As we see, the noGG flag has been returned. Deadleg's going for the E-grab.
I expected the Muffins flag be returned first because of Ace of Spades' skill as an infiltrator, but no, it was the other way around. And Deadleg is out with a very slow llama grab. That's the return.
It all comes down to Tazzie. It's Tazzie versus the entire noGG, and Tazzie gets a return. Fantastic effort by Tazzie. Fantastic effort by Tazzie. Thanks, Doc.
Nice little replay there.
So,
Doc providing the instant audio replay.
We don't actually have that technology yet, so you might have to share that one with me because
I
I'm not
love
quite
it.
sure.
I love it. Doc's been in the cast for 5 minutes and he's bringing new technologies to the cast. This is how they do it in Europe.
this is where my stream lags out. What the fuck?
So we are seeing a little bit of a dead spot. So I'm desperate to ask you this question, Doc. Grab cycle caps. What's your take on that?
It's pretty unique.
Is that the word you'd really use for it?
Yeah, most of the time. I don't know. It just you know your cappers can go faster than a grab cycle. So if you're restricted to using a grab cycle, I'd be arguing that your cappers routes aren't so great.
I think the main benefit of a grav cycle is it allows you to launch a brood at 200 without effort, at the flag, and something with was it like 2,800 HP, I think, flying at the flag with a grab. That's a nightmare, if they're going 200.
Yeah, but there's no nobility on them, and I mean, if you body block a brute, it's the same as body blocking a light. So
Yeah, for sure. If you're not lined up properly, because you can't turn when you go on that speed as a heavy. But I mean, if you get it pulled off right, it's devastating. Seemed like a bit of a gamble, though. I mean, if you do get body blocked, that's a good couple of minutes wasted.
Pretty much, it's a challenge to set up, and yeah, I think it's more of a gimmick. It's something that you can use to maybe throw the other team off, but it's not something you'd want to be doing in a high risk game.
All right, so I do apologise to the streamers.
It did catch Muff off guard. They got a cap and almost 2 caps out of it. Both times it was successful in getting the flag home. But like you say, it's a gimmick, and once the D are onto it, it can be pretty easy to do something about it. But kudos to any team that pulls off unusual strats and keeps the other team on their toes. We see at the moment Muff, they've got Ace and XOOEY and Snowy all at the back, plotting, planning, scheming, changing classes, all ready to go at once. All 3 of them now are coming to hit the noGG flag at once. Snowy's coming in first, which is strange because he's the capper, obviously, and he gets taken out.
Goes down.
XOOEY's coming through as an infiltrator. And
Gets the grab. That's very
he's
nice.
Got momentum. Petty's Nitron jumped and is catching him pretty quick. It's going to be a matter of whether XOOEY can get some support. He can. He's sort of behind the line of his own players now, and he's made it home. If they get the return,
Ambient there
with the
doing
pickup,
well.
it's custom versus all the Muff. A lot of noGG crashing.
HellToupee eSport there.
He's not going to get that far, but he's definitely got low health. He's just been taken out. XOOEY with the pickup. A lot of crashing going on. It's very busy on the Muff flag right now. Oh, Petty. Petty got the Nitron and the flag bumped into someone. I don't know who hit that.
noGG mostly reset now. Deadleg could have made it home with that llama, but HellToupee is way too quick. Deadleg's got the grab again, and that's a punt. Snowierfudge ready to receive. He's got the flag. He's going to get on the move. KraKen's right behind him, so is Custom. Down he goes. That's got to be a return.
We see
there it is.
Muff are starting to do this sort of chain grab tactics. They've got AceOfSpades now. Was on a route. It looks like he's stopping. Okay, I really thought Ace, and he probably should have just gone straight through then while the noGG were resetting their defense.
He's changed classes. He's a juggernaut. It's going to be spamming from up high. Looks like he was just getting in position for a quicker offense than what you could offer by walking over as a jug. It's a tactic I've seen from some teams. I think EL have actually screamed across the map as a Pathfinder. AceOfSpades takes out Hurls with a Merv from above. He did not see that coming at all, so clearly what he was thinking of doing has worked out wonderfully. I mean, took out Hurls with the
going
first volley.
for an inf grab. He's going to get the grab, but it's a
He
matter
misses.
of...
No, he gets
he's
pushed
missed
off.
it. He had no pressure on him.
What happened there? Was he knocked away from the Merv's AoE, or did he just make a boo and miss?
No, he just straight up missed it.
That kind of slide route's only going to work when you've got a decent amount of distraction on the stand, and Petty and the other guy was standing there the whole time.
Yeah, and you got to back Petty for being able to chase an infiltrator down, even from a standing start. So both teams doing a lot of static back hill at the moment. A lot of routes being run. Jazzy as well. Jazzy's going for a back infiltrator grab right now. ISCARIOT hasn't spotted him. He's going to get the grab, and he disjumps. So he's managing to get to his buddies in the midfield, pass off to KraKen. KraKen and Custom are there. Ambient gets a Nitron. Deadleg,
Ambient.
Ace,
Oh, man.
yes, and AceOfSpades gets a return. That was totally planned. The noGG guys hanging out in the midfield waiting for that. In the meantime, XOOEY as Pathfinder has managed to get the grab. He's chained out by Petty, gets the punt down to his stand. I think we're going to see a hell of a lot of crash in a second here. It's right on the
next to
stand.
the flag.
That was
That's
a fantastic punt. Tazzie just literally grabbed it and moved 1 inch back over, and it was a cap. So it's 1-1 with 12 minutes to go.
Why can't my punts ever be that good?
That was like closest to
stellar
the
punch.
closest to the flag competition. Maybe we should run one of these. Jazzy again, infiltrator. It's strange that both teams have employed an infiltrator cap on this map, where neither were looking at it before. So it's coincidence, or whether that's just the done thing these days.
It's that dreaded word, that meta word.
Yeah.
So Jazzy's setting up
Jazzy
again.
again.
Coming in behind.
Yep, coming in by himself. No clearing. All the
Mines
noGG
all
guys
over the
in
place
midfield.
though, so he's going to have to be careful of those.
Grabs it. And if he gets this, he's been sniped once, he's been sniped twice, so he didn't get the punt off. Ambient is onto it now, though, although he gets chained down. So KraKen, Custom, Dexy, 3 of them, all heavies.
Heavy wall there.
Yeah.
That's a lot of HP to deal with.
That is, yeah, absolutely this is one of the tactics that Hells would have been alluding to without telling us exactly what they're up to.
Snowierfudge and Ambient not too far away.
Look at the
pathfinder.
Petty's got the timed return here. Petty's waiting for the timed return. But Muff are all over this.
Flag bounces over ISCARIOT, and HellToupee makes a pick up, so that's not going to be a return from Muff
Petty's
just
going to
yet.
return right now, and HellToupee, he lands it.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Return. Well done.
So again, that's interesting. So
Doc.
yes, Doc.
Yeah, Doc,
EU.
have you seen anyone pulling that off? Literally your entire offense in the midfield, all these heavies just waiting for the catch.
Certainly not as heavies. I mean, you see that sort of cluster play quite often, and to see people pull it off well requires a lot of coordination to get your players sort of dotted down the line like that. I've certainly never seen it in heavies, because what that means is you've got so little mobility that you're very vulnerable to the nitrons that come in from the chases. But that didn't happen here, and it worked out.
We can see them pulling off again. I know we're being a bit biased watching too much of the noGG here, but what they're doing actually is the reason they've chosen heavy is from the point where they can catch it. They're shooting the Mervs and stuff onto the flag, so they can do some level of clearing.
Jazzy's out of here, full HP.
He's out again.
Jumps. He makes an error.
Didn't make the disc jump.
Didn't get the punt that time. Got chained out. ISCARIOT did well.
So the
I
interesting
mean, they
thing.
know it's coming. They should be looking at maybe changing up their D a little bit. Ambient's doing a great job, actually. They really did attack them in the midfield more. The first couple of times, all 3 of them were just sitting there, unhassled. And Deadleg now, he's a brute. He's making his way back. He's lost a lot of momentum, though, but he's got support as well. Punts it.
Straight to Snowy.
1 meter into Snowy's face. Looks like noGG got the return.
I think noGG are taking a page out of the Muff's playbook, Muffins for a while were known for pulling out, I hesitate to use the word, but scrub tactics that you just don't see because they're either lame or cheese or just not that effective. But, you're seeing things from noGG today you just don't expect from noGG. They're a very bread and butter team, I guess, is what you say. But that's not what they're doing today, and it's working in their favour because Muffins.
Jazzy's going to get another grab.
Oh,
No,
it gets
he's
team
overshot.
he got hit by his own mortar spam there.
Oh, really?
Yes, that was a bit of bad luck. It's interesting about the Nitron thing though, because Ambient is in the midfield there, but because he's known to come really far out with his light defense as a roamer, like 3/4 of the map.
Snowy's coming through now for a grab, and XOOEY's done a great job taking out Petty. The flag is absolutely clear, and Snowy is out. It's not going very fast, and he's been sniped once. He's on 325, sniped out again. Hurls, surprise, surprise. 35 kills already.
Petty with a nice return.
Hurls is smashing it. Custom's the next highest of 20 kills. Hurls is on 35 of 19 assists. Just dominating.
It doesn't say 35. You're the kills, and I'm pretty sure it says infinity.
Yeah. Well, they're up by 1 and 36 kills now, I should say.
Jazzy's coming in for that inf grab again.
Yeah, they've run it like 6 times in a row. But you know what? While it keeps
He's
working...
out with speed as well.
Ambient's going to get... Does he catch
Nice,
him?
he does.
Nice. Ambient literally just set himself up to intercept. Fantastic.
I'm surprised
So-
Jazzy keeps running that one. You know, it shouldn't take long for Muff to respond to that and
Yeah.
set up some drop jammers and stuff. And just, you know, when they don't see the Kappa coming in from any other direction, they know should be coming for that back to front.
I mean, this is where you'd like to see Custom and Jazzy maybe both run a side to side, something like that. You have to break it up, and they've got such strong cappers too. Custom and Jazzy can come through very quick.
I think they've heard you in spirit because they're repairing the generator, so I think they are going to get some deployables up that'll help take care of that infiltrator.
Hopefully, we see some strike action.
Jazzy's
if
gone
we
back
can
to
maybe
Pathfinder.
watch. Snowy's coming in from the back now, and he's got a clean grab. He's at full health. He's going 188. He's halfway. He's going to get sniped out. He gets chained out by Petty. Well done. And Petty, will he get the return? He's the closest. Yes, Ambient very close, but not close enough. Dexy, in the meantime, gets out, punts. Ambient will get the return. Nice, lovely mid-air return.
He's doing well with those, isn't he?
Jazzy with another grab, but no one to punt to. And Ambient, all he does is just hang out in the midfield catching flags.
Yeah. Best way to do our light defense, I guess. So
Can we
Zooey,
watch the world through Hurls' eyes? I'd like to see. To me, I don't see that he's been getting harassed at all.
He's sitting in the spawn tower at the moment, pretty comfortably as well. Just pulling off nice little snipes. AceOfSpades is right in his line of sight. Ambient's got the grab and snipe from Hells again. This guy's accuracy is just unfair.
Yeah, Hurls again. Zooey, Ambient. If anyone dares touch that flag, they get sniped.
Hells.exe, sniping
And-
across the map.
He's getting snipes on Deadleg, but Deadleg is a fatty, and he caps it.
So
Snowy with the
2-all.
re-grab. Again, he's in Hurls' sights, and he's down. Wouldn't everyone love to have a Hurls on their team?
Well, I mean, it's up to Muff to respond to that, right? They should be sending out an info something to punch him out just as the Kappa comes through, but I don't know if they can afford the player at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, they won the last map by putting a little bit of pressure on Hills, but not a lot. It was their chain grabbing that won them that last map. And you see Snowy there with that lonesome grab at the end there. That's what they're trying to do. They just want to keep the flag moving, and they're literally ignoring Hills.
And how many caps have they lost because of it? They need to adapt.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see. I wonder if, I mean, at the start of the map, AceOfSpades was on Hurls, and I wonder if he just felt like he wasn't able to stop him, so they're just trying to, avoid him and do something else. So 4 minutes to go, and yeah, like you say, you got to wonder how many caps Muff could have got by now if they just gave Hurls a little bit of pressure.
Well, they really need to, because I mean, if they do take this map, then they've taken the tournament with no competition. But if noGG gets this win, then they stay in the game, and this could go on for quite some time because of the relative skill levels of both teams. I could potentially see this going all 6 maps, but I don't think Muff. Obviously, Muff doesn't want that to happen, so they're going to be pulling out all the stops coming up soon.
I don't know about you guys, but it feels a bit to me like on both these maps, noGG halfway through the map pulled off a gimmick and did manage to cap with it. But now, just like the first map, the scores are level, there's only a little bit of time left. Are they out of ideas? I know that their defense is solid, but I sort of get the feeling that Muff are going to move the flag a little bit better towards the end here.
yeah, it's an interesting one.
JazzyMcSleazy is set up for a long static back cap, so he's going to make quite a bit of speed as soon as his team tells him
Tazzie is literally the only Muff defense right now. ISCARIOT,
No,
okay,
ISCARIOT's
has
not right.
just come back out. Yeah, him and Ambient have come back out now.
Well, that explains why Jazzy hasn't actually launched yet. But, Tazzie has no idea where Jazzy is based on their position. Jazzy's getting started now. It's going to be about 5 seconds off the flag.
Snowy is coming in though, does miss and is taken out.
Tazzie has found Jazzy, and he's that's a tongue twister right there. He's got a couple snipes, and he's shot down.
We're definitely not seeing
That was a lot of time burn.
noGG offense dominating the way that they were on the first map.
Well, the defense
You
can
look-
spread
look
out
at
a lot
it,
more.
look at
The
it,
long-range
let's-
spam's not going to work.
Let's watch Ambient. He's jumped all the way up to the midfield. He's just hunting for someone to attack. He's over in the middle there. was going for custom, and I think he lost him. Custom spamming right behind ambient right now. Hey, he's found him now, so ambient's going to try and take custom down. In the meantime, Snowy's out. He's going quick, and he's going to hit a wall of chain now, though. He's been sniped by hurls out of nowhere. Can ambient do one of his freakish catches? Ace with the great grab. Going to see a lot of crash now. Custom, Dexy, KraKen all on the stand. Can KraKen get the return?
Look at the crash
the
going
flag's
on
getting
here. It's
popped
just
around
crazy.
everywhere. XOOEY is only moments away from
Oh,
capturing that.
KraKen!
Grabs
KraKen
the
gets the
E-grab.
last second E-grab.
Custom's the
Retard
only
takes him
one
down.
left. Zooey's going to grab this.
There's the
That
cap.
is a cap to Muffins. 3-2 now with 2 minutes to go. That's really putting the pressure on noGG. If they don't get a cap in the next 2 minutes, that is the final.
Interesting. So, the definitely the pressure's on for noGG now. It's interesting to see whether they go back to the infiltrator cap just to try and hopefully get lucky one more time. But I'm surprised they're still going with that long range spam. I mean, what's everyone else's opinion on that? The flag area is so big that, and the defense could just move around. You know, you see ISCARIOT and that just dodging it, not taking any damage. Is this the right move for
ISCARIOT
them?
was for a time playing as a Doombringer, and they had a lot of deployables in the stance. Having at least some long-range spam, especially like a Merv, will help take care of all of that. So the Drydock stand is nice and open, so you plant a Merv right in the middle, bam, no more mines, no more claymores, problem gone. So I can see it as a plus side for sure, but maybe double jug, triple jug, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, Jazzy just came through by himself. Tazzie, ISCARIOT, Deadleg, and ambient were all on the stand at that moment that he came through. We're just not seeing the coordination. They've got a minute left. They've got time pretty much for one more run here. noGG need to dominate that stand right now, otherwise this is game over.
Jazzy's lining up for a back
And
hat.
in fact,
Ambient did
he's
see
been
him,
spotted. XOOEY and ambient are chasing after Jazzy now, so XOOEY has gone off offense to basically just stop this grab by Jazzy. Jazzy's coming through again by himself. There is no pressure on
He's
ISCARIOT.
going to get destroyed.
He's somehow managed to outrun ambient and XOOEY, and he's 1/3 health, bugger all health, and he's
There's the
punted,
pass.
but there's no one there. He's going to catch his
He's
own
going to
punt
pick it
here.
and pass it to himself. Custom's right behind though. He might be able to get the pass off.
If
Throws it over
HellToupee
in
can grab
HellToupee's
this,
direction.
I mean, they are playing for their lives right now. This is it. They need to pick this flag up.
They do get it, so
HellToupeee takes that
HellToupee,
ambient.
Custom
AceOfSpades there.
Petty,
HellToupee goes to the pass to
Dexy.
Petty.
Snowy's got the flag, but that's not important right now. noGG must have this flag in their hands right
Oh,
now. It's gone into
there we
overtime.
go,
Well
overtime.
done. But they cannot drop this flag, otherwise it's game over.
Well, they can drop
XOOEY.
it, but if they get the return, it's going to be a return. There it is.
That's
It's
game.
Yeah. That's it, guys. I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed. These guys have been so entertaining to watch. I really wanted to see more maps. noGG, they really fought hard, but unfortunately for them, Muffin have taken it. And all kudos to Muffins. They played really well.
And look at Hurls, 57 kills, custom 32. So next highest would be Deadleg with 29. So Hurls played a killer match. I don't know, I'm not feeling their offense. I still.
Yeah, I mean KraKen and Dexy, 9 kills, 6 kills. Just they weren't dominating the stand the way that they were in the previous map. I think the Muffins team, all round, everyone was doing a more balanced job. I mean, Hurls was dominating on D doing his thing, contained Muffins down to three caps, but you know, it's got to work at both ends of the map.
Yeah, and especially with Ambient, who again is very. He loves to come right out, so that it's just giving them hell even with their long range spam wasn't even that accurate because of Ambient just there annihilating them with that holdout shotgun as well. Alrighties.
Yeah.
So let's do this.
Go
Well, not unfortunately, Muff do take out the series, so they do get the $700 first prize, and noGG do walk away with second prize. I still cannot remember how much it is. I think it's around the $500 mark. So congratulations to both.
700 split between the team.
Sorry.
The prize is 700. So the second prize is 300 split.
300 split. Okay. Well, either way, both teams had a fantastic series. They played some really good games. Those two were some very, very interesting games, and I'm very keen to see some of the bitter threads that come of that in regards to the, the new. Well, I'm not going to say new meta. The interesting strats we saw there, and whether they're employed by other teams, not only in this region but in other regions as well. So.
I can see the dry dock lower area pass along being something that'll be employed a little bit more often, because I mean a lot of people do that naturally without even acknowledging it as an actual play. They just sort of do it and that's that. So I think that's something that we're going to see evolve a little bit more now that we've seen it work from a decent team, or shall I say some of the best teams. And but some of the other plays were just a bit odd. I can't see the grab cycle caps in the capacity that they were put to use being used all that much. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so
guys,
we do have
we've got
some interviews.
Hurls ready to go. Yep.
Hurls, the captain of noGG, is coming in for a post-game interview.
If you can bring him in, Len.
Yes, I will.
Hurls, welcome back.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts? Sorry to see you guys lose. Everybody wanted to at least see it come out to 5 maps, because, to be honest, both teams are putting on an amazing show, and we were really enjoying watching it. What are your thoughts?
Muff played really well, so I'll say that first before I start making excuses for losing.
Fair cop.
No, Muff played really well. It was hard not having Oodles there, but I mean, he had some internet issues just before the game started, which was unfortunate, but I mean, these things happen. But that's not to say that Muffs didn't play well, because they deserved the win. I think they were the better side today. RO guys were trying some new things, and there was a lot of, I say the word arguing, but there's a lot of arguing, says it lightly. There was a lot of yelling in Mumble in especially the last game, and it was, our team morale took a big hit. So it was, this was, mind you, before we were even losing. There was a lot of arguing and dissension between the offensive players. So it was, I think everyone was rolling their eyes a little bit, and yeah. I think we didn't deserve to win playing and yelling at each other in Mumble the way we did.
I think it showed a little bit. I think on both maps you guys started off really strong. Your crazy tactics that you pulled off on both maps with the having the offense catching in the midfield on dry dock and doing the grab cycle tactic, which we all love to see. Both those gimmicks, if I can call them that, in the nicest possible way. They worked, but they worked really well a couple of times. I think everyone who has the benefit of hindsight in spec sort of thought that the tactic on dry dock ran out of legs probably a bit sooner. And yeah, it just felt like you guys didn't regroup after that. Like, it worked, you guys got the cap out of it, but once it wasn't working, sort of going back to a bread and butter tactic or something else, you just never seemed to get back on top and have your guys dominating their stand. And to me, that was really where it fell down on dry dock.
Yeah, we lost a couple grabs, I think, on both maps just by not having a stay at home, or not sort of clearing out their O and them getting some chain grabs off, like one after another. That hurt us a lot, and also not being able to just fully clear out their O, just out-duel their O and kill their O. I was sort of saying to my guys, like, why are they still alive still? Why are they alive when, we know the cap is not coming in for 25 seconds because our O have spotted him, or I've spotted him. So why aren't we using this window to kill their O? So I think we didn't play on D, and I'd consider us to usually have a strong D. We didn't play on D, I think, as best as we could. And I think our O guys weren't on the same page. So we definitely our O guys weren't on the same page as one another because of the arguing that we had. But yeah, we were trying some new things. I think some of the guys wanted to go back to the old stuff, and there was disagreements between the cappers and the clearers. But I mean, these things happen. So it was just unfortunate that we had a few hiccups come in the last the grand final.
One thing I really wanted to ask you about was, and again, I'm sort of referring to dry dock. AceOfSpades focused on you at the beginning. Now, we weren't watching you full time, but it seemed to me that Ace sort of decided, no, this is just too hard, and they went to a plan B, which you looked like they completely ignored you for the second half of the map, and you were just doing whatever you wanted. I mean, you got 57 kills or whatever, and at the end of the day, contained them down to 3 caps, which perhaps it could have been more. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, they were still getting the flag out enough to win the game, but your thoughts on them just ignoring you towards the end there?
Well, see, it was probably the smarter play. So, I mean, I've always preached to all the teams that I share my thoughts on the meta, if you will, that it's all about making the highest percentage play. So I noticed that Ace was trying to take me out, but on dry dock it's quite hard because the sniper can go to the top of the tower or to the back of the hills or to the stand. I mean, there's plenty of spots that the sniper can stand and still be able to do his job. So chasing him around on a map like dry dock can, waste your time a little bit. I did actually manage to spot him a few times and shotgun him down. So he probably was just like, you know what, I'm wasting too much energy and resources trying to achieve something and I'm not even getting the job done. I'm probably better off, diverting my energy somewhere else. And I mean, I got a lot of kills, but we still lost the game. So it just goes to show that you can get all the kills in the world, but if you're not moving their flag, or if they're still moving your flag despite all the kills, then something's wrong.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, condolences, you guys. You did your best on the night, and although perhaps you'd say you didn't, but at the end of the day, it was hard fought. You got to say.
Oh
that.
Well, such is life, mate. These things happen.
All right. Like I said, any shout outs, any last thoughts while we speak to ISCARIOT?
Yeah. Just everyone's talking about the disbanding of my team, and some guys will be going, and we may reform and all this stuff. So I'll probably just want to say shout out to my guys, the past and present guys. So I'll more than likely be making a new team or joining another team with a new name, new banner. So just a big shout out to all the guys from Halcyon, even the guys that don't play anymore. That includes you, Ace and XOOEY. All the guys from Money Shot and all the guys from noGG. So for a time when TA was not really worth playing, you boys you made the game worth playing. So these and manly tears were shed.
It's good to see, man. I hope we look forward to seeing what you put together in the future, and I'm sure it's not the last we see of Hells, that's for sure.
Thank you, mate. Appreciated.
Cool, man. Cheers. So now we're going to speak to ISCARIOT. Hello, hello.
What's up, guys?
ISCARIOT, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
We can now. How are you?
Yeah, good, good.
Congratulations. Took it out in 2 maps. I don't think we were expecting that. I think everybody was slightly hoping to see it go to 5 because it was so damn good to watch. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, look, really close games as we thought they'd be, and they came out firing on all cylinders, which certainly, I mean, one thing that I think we've always had going for us, and possibly in contrast to noGG, is that we're pretty calm on Mumble. So, there's no kind of yelling or falling apart at the seams. Not even watching the clock or the cap count too much, just focusing on what we're doing and focusing on what isn't working and changing that. So, our offense, full props to them, because Hells is pretty much impossible to stop. But they just adapted to that, and we focused on getting that flag moving, and it seemed to work for us. On D, look, Tazzie and Ams really did a great job. I had an absolute shocker, so I don't want to comment too much on that, but we certainly had some trouble dealing with that inf backcapping, embracing the new meta there with the invisible tribe. But once we kind of cottoned on to it, whilst we weren't stopping them on the stand, we were still able to break it down in the midfield.
Yeah, I think you've touched on a really good point, and one of the vital differences between the two teams tonight was your ability to adapt. On dry dock, you see, I was just talking to Hills, AceOfSpades, he was on Hills in the beginning, and then he decided that his efforts were better spent elsewhere. So you guys just changed that up on offense, ignored Hills altogether, and that seemed to work. on D as well. They pulled off this inf backcapping that was catching you guys on your heels. But if you look at the way Ambient adapted to that, I mean, he literally just started sitting in the midfield catching punts, and we were very impressed by the way you guys were able to adapt to what was happening and keeping the pressure on as well. I mean, yeah, it seemed to me that noGG, they put up a really strong fight on both maps, but towards the end, when the pressure was really on, you guys were able to make those few little tweaks.
Yeah, look, I mean, and those chain caps on arcs really helped. They kind of came off at the right time and really closed it. And then them kind of capping back at the end really probably rattled us a little bit, but we managed to hold and finish that one out. And I guess the same on dry dock in the end. But they were, by no means comfortable games for any second.
Yeah, well, overtime on both maps. So, and again, we saw a display of Hells. He got 57 kills or whatever. But you're obviously not on offense. But what was going on in Mumble that your O guys were able to? I'd like to know what happened halfway through dry dock where the offense decided this isn't working. We need to change something up.
Well, look, Ace is sort of we sort of ask Ace to get on Hurls as he's a pretty good infiltrator, but at the end of the day, we focus whoever's closest to target him. And when Ace worked out, and it's pretty difficult on dry dock to infiltrate on that. So once Ace worked out that was wasting his time, we pretty much he pretty much made the call to just focus back on the flag instead, and that helped us, I guess, overcome that. But we still, whenever we get the flag, you still got to focus on Hurls. I mean, he's still your number one priority at all times. And whilst it didn't seem like we were on him as much towards the end of the map, he was always, his name was every second word in Mumble. So yeah, he's still a factor.
And what was your opinion on the grav cycle brute / soldier capping on arcs? That was very entertaining for us to watch, I have to say.
Well, the frustrating thing for me was we knew it was coming in the sense that, like, we knew they had a grav cycle out. We thought it was a Shrike at first, but then we knew it was a grav cycle, and then we knew it was kind of waiting. So we knew it was coming, and we knew there was two. But I just missed the shot, and they came through, and both times I think they got it out. So nice novel adaptation there.
There was a lot of debate in the chat at the time about whether it was a gimmick or new meta, etc., etc. A lot of people were saying,
the American viewers were quite angry about it.
Yeah, they're just jealous, and so there was an opinion that, well, call it whatever you want, but try body blocking two guys at once, basically.
So sorry, can you repeat the question? I just had someone interrupt me.
No, that's all right. I was just saying.
There
was a huge debate in Mumble about the grav cycle and whether it was really a gimmick or a viable new meta, and so we're calling it out as being pretty cheap, pretty gimmicky. But I think Cookie at the time rightly said, "Well, it is what it is, but how do you body block two guys coming in at once?"
Yeah, look, I think it's interesting. What Damo from our team's been into grav cycle capping for a long time now. We haven't really used it in a match, and never probably looked at it as a two at the same time. But yeah, it's pretty hard to stop, and especially when one of them's heavy, it doesn't matter. I mean, you've got to either get that nitron or there's no real hope of sniping it out. So it's interesting to see how that one will develop. I think there's a lot of different ways you can get the flag out. I mean, we've toyed with some ideas and with some different things that we didn't put into play because a lot of them are fairly low percentage or situational. I think that one can work if the flag stands clear, and they did a great job on arcs of coming in all together with a wall of chain and just ripping us up and keeping that stand clear. So I think on that particular map it has some potential.
I've got one last question for you. On a lot of these tournaments around the world, we always hear the captain asked, "What's the plan for all the money you just made?" Some teams they will give it all to the guy who's running with the shittiest computer. What do you guys have any grand plans for the winnings?
No, we haven't really talked about it. I mean, I think everybody has their own plans. Me, I'll probably give it to Bitter or do something to keep this community going because I think it's just been awesome. So And what is it, $70 less than? 'Cause I think there's 9 of us. So
New mouse pads all round, or
yeah. Well, maybe we'll put it into a lobby group to get us some elite esports sponsorship or something. But
Everyone give $5 to Hef for all the effort I put in.
yeah, yeah, we could. So they have. I don't know, to be honest. Probably a boring answer, but I think everyone's going to do their own thing, and we'll see. But me personally, I'll probably give it away because, yeah.
because you're loaded. So thanks,
That's it.
dude. It's always good to talk to you. Any last little shout-outs you want to give out while you're famous and the world's listening to you?
Oh, I don't know about famous, but yeah, look.
Anything you
just
want to
wanna
say to future generations of tribes goers who will be watching this in 10 years from now?
Hopefully playing the next version of Tribes where we'll still be hanging around complaining about what isn't right.
Yep.
No, I'd just like to say thanks to Nog for the great games. It was a good rivalry, plenty of E-drama, plenty of good fights in between, and hopefully that they'll continue in some form thereafter, and we'll continue to have good games against them and the rest of the teams in the comp.
All right, thanks, ISCARIOT. Always good chatting to you. We'll see you sometime soon in the future. I don't know
No worries, guys.
what's up next. We need to get another tournament happening.
Well,
pretty soon.
next up is Hef's got to pull his finger out and organise a time for our Game Shrine match. So.
Oh, there you go, Hef.
Next game, Scumrush Tribe vs Muff. Be there.
There you go.
Slightly less hype, but we'll be watching. Thanks, ISCARIOT, man. We'll catch you later.
No worries, guys. Cheers.
And Lencorp, put it over to you, buddy.
Alrighty, so the time a lot of people have been waiting for, we're going to announce the first 800 gold winner. And Hef, who was that lucky person?
Okay, give me a moment. The cap was made by noGGs at 23 minutes 40 seconds, and the closest guess was Midair at 23 minutes 20.
Oh, so my Denny, was it?
That's the one.
It's been pasted into the chat there.
Yeah, my Denny. Okay, congratulations. We will get you your...
Maiden 2, perhaps?
Maiden 2.
That's possible as well, yeah.
God, Hef. I thought you were edumacated.
Well, I didn't finish school, man. I don't know how to read. What do you want?
Cool. Okay, he has responded and is happy that he has won. So, my friend, we will get you your Tribes Gold in the next hour or so. Like I said, you won't receive a code. You will just have Tribes Gold added to your account. So, congratulations. All right, so let's do the second 800 Tribes Gold draw for all the lucky people who did stay around for the end of the stream. We do appreciate it. So, Hef, do we have a winner yet, or are you still working on that?
Alright, I've put everyone into the randomizing machine, and I've hit the go button. It'll give me a moment.
Hope it's me.
And the winner is, for the random second place draw, Requiem Fear.
Requiem Fear. So, Requiem, congratulations. I know you're on Mumble, so I will come up and say congratulations, and I'll organise with you how to get your gold. It will just, well, I don't need to organise it. It will just appear in your account automatically in the next hour or so. So, congratulations to you also. Alrighty, so that does conclude our stream. So I just want to do a couple of personal shout-outs. First of all, I want to shout out to all the teams that played in the IM comp. You all played superb, and it was a fantastic thing to watch right through from the first match to the very last. Second of all, I want to thank all of the co-casters that have joined me throughout these, in particular Sky Marshal, Hef and Yarrick. They both have put a lot of work into making what we've seen here. So, boys, thank you very much. And
Thanks.
no worries. Thank you for joining us tonight, and hopefully, I don't know how long you're here, but hopefully we can get you on in a little bit more of an organised fashion, and you can do a bit of proper co-casting with us, because that would be really cool.
Yeah, I'd love to, mate. Thanks for having me.
No worries. And, of course, I want to shout out to all the viewers that have watched all the matches. So, again, we wouldn't be doing this if you weren't here, so continue to watch our streams and we'll continue making them, basically. And finally, the biggest shout out of all, again, is to our sponsors. We've got Team Immunity and especially System. And we also have Intel and, of course, High Res Studios. So thanks to all of those guys, and hopefully they like what they saw and we can get some more of these comps going. and the last shout out to all of my Oz TCA buddies. So thank you all for providing the medium as well. Alrighty, so that wraps it up. So again, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next exciting match.
Thanks guys, see you later.